Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, June 10th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I align with and value the changes the universe has for me. And welcome to our second and final eclipse of this eclipse season. We will not have another eclipse until November, about 6 months from now. So this eclipse is potent. So if you remember what I said, eclipses are potent because of the aspects that are being made, not necessarily because of how much light is blocked out. Now this is actually going to be a ring of fire eclipse for most people. That's where there's a shadow over the sun, and then you can see like the light from the sun around it. But a friend pointed this out to me this week. In the United States, the portions where you can see the eclipse, it actually may look a little bit like horns. So that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. This energy, why it's so potent, beyond being a new moon solar eclipse, is because we actually have Mercury lined up with this energy. So new moons is when we set intentions, plant seeds for what we'd like. So it's already a very fertile new moon because of this eclipse energy, and then we add in just the fact that it's in Gemini, which gets our mind and our emotions on board, the emotions from the moon and mind from the Gemini piece, and then we get Mercury involved in this too. So that's potent. And then just to add a little bit more onto this potent energy, we actually have Mars at 29 degrees Cancer. So if you can get your mind and emotions aligned in this eclipse, the seeds that you are planting in this eclipse will be so potent for your life. Now the key is, are you lining up with the highest good for all? Are you lining up with the highest good in your life? Are you lining up for your soul's ordained path? Or are you trying to buck the system? Because if you're trying to buck the system, still a powerful eclipse, but you may find yourself a little knocked on your butt. So it's very important that you work with the universe on this, so you don't, end up knocked on your butt in all of these energies. Now, another piece of this that's very important that came through very strongly is there are chaos makers in the world. And I don't really like to focus on this or think about this too much, but there are energies in the world that like to confuse, that like to pull us off our path. I don't know why. I don't know why they do this. Maybe it's ultimately to help us strengthen our resolve. How this feels like it's showing up today is Neptune energy. Neptune energy squaring the sun, moon, and Mercury energy. It's not an exact square. It is with the moon at some point. But it may bring some confusion. You may have some points during the day where like, this is my intention. Is this intention right? Am I aligned? And it's actually good. Again, strengthening the resolve is good because this gives you an opportunity to check in with all of you, to check in with your heart, to check in with your soul, to check in with your mind. Like, yes, am I aligned? Am I doing this from a place of highest good of all, highest good for my life, highest path? Or is there ego coming in? Is there other people's projections coming in? Is there past life wounding feeding in? So if you have those moments of doubt, it doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. This is a check-in moment, and this is of benefit. So, eclipses. Eclipse energy doubles, triples, quadruples, sextiles, I don't know. I really can't judge the energy, but it really increases the energy of the new moon. So again, this has a lot of potency. Eclipse energy, while we will feel it today, these energies go on for about the next 6 months. We're really processing this. How I like to think of eclipses is that eclipse is almost like a moment where we have a download from the universe. And the download is like the plans of change with Gemini. Gemini is about change and staying in the moment. So these downloads happen. And then as we move away from the eclipse, we start unpacking the downloads. So even though the impact happens today, the lessons will be unfurling, especially over the next I would say the next 2 weeks specifically, as we finish up Gemini energies, including this Gemini Mercury retrograde that we have going on. That's going to definitely help us unfurl some of the wisdom, some of the magic. Speaking of wisdom, the Sabian symbol for this eclipse is a large archaic volume which reveals traditional wisdom. And so we are bringing forth wisdom from within us through our experience, through moving through these changes, through being able to release and move into the next sector, the next portal, this next energy. We are connecting into this energy. And I really like the Sabian symbol for Mercury is for this eclipse as well. A modern cafeteria displays an abundance of food, products of various regions, which reminds us, keep learning from each other, keep connecting into each other to help support this energy. But I also like the abundance key word here, tuning into the abundance. It is something that I focus on at every end of the scope. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and I feel like it's one of our biggest bottoming outs in this world is that fear of lack and this belief that has been belief slash illusion, there we go, that lack is real. Now, all of us have experienced times of lack. Not all, but many of us have experienced times of lack. And so you're like, well, lack is real. Yes, the experience of lack is a real thing. And yet, we are on a super abundant planet where lack is not actually real. Everything we need and beyond is here and available to us. So remembering that energy of abundance as we tune into these changes will be very important in and through this eclipse. Joe just got home, so Luch is greeting him. It's okay. Pay attention to me. Anyway, so be aware of that illusion may be coming up. Now, the interesting thing, this eclipse is aligned with the North Node in Gemini, which is reminding us to stay up to date in the moment with the changes, with shifts that are happening. But this is a call with the South Node energy to release what beliefs no longer serve. So realize that may be part of your overarching process of this eclipse through today. I want to just say, too, the top card that I have for this eclipse is the Ordinariness card, which is a card of tuning in to the beautiful benevolence, good abundance that is here in ordinary time around us. So make a point to tune in and appreciate the abundance that is around you and what you can learn from it, including nature. Besides this today, it is very strong Mercury energy. We will have the moon lining up with Mercury. We will have the sun lining up with Mercury as we move through the day. So our minds are going to be rapidly firing. We also have Mars. Mars is finishing up. It's the last day in Cancer. So our emotions are also rapidly processing, right? So do your best to keep your mind and emotions in alignment, but do realize that through this processing and just the intensity of the eclipse, it may bring stuff up. It is not bad that stuff comes up. Just don't get stuck there. Keep bringing yourself back to the alignment because this eclipse is so powerful for you. That was an exclamation point by Luch. I have the slowing down card. Slow and steady. Work on steadying your mind. Breathe. Come into your body to support this process. I have the outsider card. Watch for any inner child stuff coming up. I think a lot of our lack and even like fear of aligning with the good, with our vision, with the seeds that we want to plant can come from the inner child not feeling worthy or not feeling heard. Make a point to stop, tune in, listen to your inner child. I have the control card. This to me, the King of Swords, work on controlling those monkeys. Get them in alignment, remind them there's more than enough love in the world for us, and let's go there. Final card for the day, I do have the fighting card. Now, this card comes two different ways. It can mean this. There will be, like I said, the chaos makers out there that are going to try to pull you out of that energy. That's okay. There are going to be those who are very affected by the Mars at 29 degrees Cancer and not able to regulate, that's okay. Keep coming back to what is real and true and good in yourself and let them have their own process. This can also relate, though, to the worrying mind. So be aware of the worrying and realize, like Joey says, you can steer this energy.
You can't stop your mind, but you can steer it.
Right. You can't stop it, but you can steer it. All right, so that is it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Stay tuned because I am going to be releasing details about my feelings group very soon. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. Stay curious and happy eclipsing. Namaste.